You'd think after a few cycles assigned to the diplomatic corps, nothing would truly surprise me. I've dealt with the CNAC hive mind, whose idea of a pleasant conversation is a telepathic assault of existential dread. I've negotiated territorial rights with a methane-breathing species that considers indigestion a sign of deep respect. I thought I'd seen it all. Then came the notification about Earth, the death world. I hissed at my comm unit, all 6 of my eyes twitching in irritation. Honestly, another exaggeration from the melodrama of Vlaxen, no doubt. Perhaps some mildly turbulent weather system or a slightly venomous insect species. The data packet flickered into view, and my hearts nearly stopped. I say hearts because we Zeons have 3, and they were all working overtime. The report was thorough, compiled by several reputable sources, including the ever-cautious Xyloni. They weren't prone to hyperbole, and what they described about this planet made a black hole look like a mildly inconvenient cosmic pothole. Apparently, these humans, the dominant species on Earth, had a bizarre fascination with activities courting disaster. Their habitat was a chaotic mess of extreme climates, geological instability, and predators that seemed pulled out of a nightmare simulation. And the humans? Not only did they survive this, but they actively sought out additional peril. My mandibles clicked nervously. Why did I always get the strangest assignments? A sense of grim inevitability settled over me as I was paired with, of all possible beings, a Vexian named TRX. Vexians have 12 eyes, an unnerving grin full of far too many teeth, and a relentless thirst for adrenaline. In short, TRX found the Earth report absolutely exhilarating. This is going to be glorious. TRX bellowed, shaking my cubicle with vibrations that threatened to dislodge my scales. By the time we boarded the transport ship, I was seriously considering faking a sudden illness, perhaps a case of contagious molting. I imagined a tranquil few weeks quarantined in my chambers. Alas, duty called, and a Ziltrian diplomat never shirks from duty, no matter how horrifying it may turn out to be. The journey took a mere 2 standard cycles, a blink in galactic travels. As Earth loomed closer, I couldn't help but marvel at its appearance. It was ordinary. Lush green continents, swirling blue oceans, wispy clouds in an otherwise clear atmosphere. If not for the report, I'd think we were on a routine visit to a promising young civilization in need of gentle guidance. Prepare for atmospheric entry, the pilot's voice echoed through the ship. Embrace yourselves, diplomats. It might get a little bumpy. Bumpy turned out to be a colossal understatement. As we pierced the upper layers of Earth's atmosphere, it felt like the ship was being tossed around by an angry cosmic giant. The lights flickered, consoles sparked, and I'm fairly certain TRX let out a whoop of pure delight. A bit of turbulence, he roared over the din. These humans know how to welcome guests. Huh. I pressed myself against the nearest wall, all 6 eyes squeezed shut. Turbulence? This was a full-blown atmospheric assault. The idea that humans willingly subjected themselves to this on a regular basis, something they called air travel, was mind-boggling. By the time we landed, I was a quivering mass of nerves. We disembarked onto a vast paved surface surrounded by towering metal structures. TRX bounded down the ramp while I inched along cautiously, my heart's pounding loud enough to disrupt interplanetary transmissions. Our human welcoming party consisted of 2 individuals, a tall one with vibrant red hair and a short, stocky one with a grin as white as TRX's. "Welcome to Earth," the tall one announced, her voice booming despite her relatively small size. "I'm Commander Harris, and this is Dr. Patel. We'll be your guides during your stay." "Guides?" I managed to rasp out. "You mean guardians?" Harris chuckled, a deep rumbling sound that sent shivers down my spines. "Nah, just here to show you around and keep you out of too much trouble." Too much trouble? I was beginning to suspect that trouble was the primary ingredient in the human idea of hospitality. Our first destination, they informed us, was something called a city. This, apparently, was where humans congregated in vast numbers. As our shuttle zipped in the direction of this urban monstrosity, TRX pressed himself against the viewport, his 12 eyes alight with anticipation. I focused on the nausea rising in my thorax and tried not to calculate the odds of being crushed into oblivion by panicked crowds. The city was a chaotic symphony of sights, sounds, and smells that assaulted my senses. Metal behemoths hurtled along designated pathways at alarming speeds, their horns blaring a cacophony that could wake ancestral spirits. Towering structures pierced the skies, packed with countless tiny human dwellings. And the crowds, there were humans everywhere, flowing like a relentless river through the maze of streets and walkways. "This is incredible," TRX bellowed, nearly dislocating his jaw with the force of his grin. "The sheer energy, the sheer potential for disaster," I muttered under my breath. My warning was drowned out by an ear-splitting screech as one metal behemoth narrowly avoided another, the operators, humans sitting inside these contraptions, exchanging gestures I could only assume were insults. Commander Harris, seemingly unfazed by the chaos, pointed out a small open-air space teeming with humans. "Why don't we grab something to eat? There's a food market nearby that's quite popular." "Popular?" TRX and I echoed in unison. "You'll see," Dr. Patel said, his grin taking on a mysterious quality. With a deep breath that I suspected might be my last, I followed them into the throng. The transformation wasn't just personal. It rippled outward like gravitational waves across the galactic fabric. Earth, once dismissed as a mere footnote of cosmic oddities, became a hub for interstellar curiosity. It stood not only as a testament to human resilience, but also as an unintentional beacon of unity, bringing together species that would otherwise never cross paths. Diplomats, adventurers, scientists, and thrill-seekers alike found themselves bound by a shared fascination, and perhaps a touch of admiration, for this unyielding species and their chaotic, vibrant home. In time, the Galactic Council even established an official Earth Cultural Exchange Initiative aimed at fostering mutual understanding. Of course, understanding often involved a Ziltrian grappling with the rules of a human card game or a Zyloni delicately nibbling on a deceptively mild-looking pepper. The results were mixed, but undeniably entertaining. And as for me, what began as a reluctant, anxiety-filled mission evolved into something I could never have predicted, a genuine appreciation for the unbridled zest for life that Earth and its inhabitants seemed to embody. My mandibles clicked in mirth as I recalled TRX's uncontainable excitement over his first bungee jump, or my own near heart-stopping experience in something the humans called a roller coaster. Both experiences had felt, in the moment, like flirtations with certain doom. But now, they were among my most cherished memories. There's something profoundly humbling about a world that forces you to confront your fears, your assumptions, and your own limitations. And in doing so, Earth doesn't merely challenge you, it changes you. It opens your eyes, all 6 of them in my case, to the unanticipated beauty of embracing the unpredictable. The humans themselves seemed to take their role in stride, utterly unfazed by the reverence and terror they inspired among their intergalactic guests. When asked about their peculiar survival instincts or their relentless pursuit of danger, most shrugged with a casual, almost dismissive smile, as if the chaos of existence was something to be taken in stride. "It's just how we are," they'd say, before diving headfirst into yet another breathtakingly reckless endeavor. These days, I still find myself drawn back to Earth, whether for an official mission or just for the sheer delight of wandering its streets, marveling at its endless, unrepentant contradictions. From the roaring thunder of a stadium filled with cheering fans to the quiet serenity of a forest untouched by time, Earth has a way of reminding you of the vast spectrum of experiences life has to offer. I've long since shed the last vestiges of my rigid diplomatic protocols. They were no match for a world that turns every rule, every expectation, on its head. I even tried coffee once. It was an experience. I can't say I'll ever repeat it, But the mere fact that I tried it, a substance my younger self would have considered a biohazard, feels like a victory of sorts. In the end, Earth taught me more than any diplomatic assignment ever could. It taught me that survival isn't just about avoiding danger. It's about embracing the moments that make existence worthwhile, especially when they come with risks. And as I stand here now, on yet another bustling Earth City street, watching humans and aliens mingle amidst a cacophony of laughter, engines, and the faint strains of music, I feel an undeniable sense of belonging. For in this galaxy, amidst its infinite wonders and terrors, there's no place quite like Earth, a chaotic, exhilarating death world that somehow, improbably, feels like home.